Doc Talk. Yeah, we keeping it smooth. Your favorite paralegal got the legal groove. From the stars in the courtroom to your cousin's case, we breaking it all down. No rush, just pace. Hey, it's your girl, your favorite paralegal, aka Cassandra Lynn, and welcome to Legal Doc Talk 24/7. Hey, everybody knows I've been off the scene for a couple of months and I am oblivious to what has transpired over these past couple of months. So I'm going through my cases, all the cases that I've reported on, and making sure that I get you guys the latest update on those cases. So I am working this weekend to do that and bring you guys some content. In the midst of me looking at several of the lawsuits, I stumbled across another civil lawsuit, but this time it is filed against Blueface, Chrisean, and the Las Vegas Hotel, Palms Resort and Casino. I had to do a double take because I was like, you gotta be kidding me. When I kid you not, this year is like the year that everybody is going after everybody and everybody is trying to collect on these judgments or at least get a judgment. But let's tap into this particular lawsuit out of Las Vegas. So, a lady by the name of Deborah Jenkins, and I am assuming this is the lady that was in the hotel during that incident where she claimed she was approached by Krishan and Blueface. She has filed a lawsuit. Now, what I did notice is that she filed three separate lawsuits. And she's not a lawyer, she's not an attorney, so she wouldn't know that you can actually file one lawsuit and name the three defendants in that one lawsuit. So she has since then asked the court to consolidate these cases, and I'm going to show you what has been going on. As of right now, Krishan and Blueface have not been served. For one, they don't know where Krishan, she doesn't have an address, so they're unable to serve her. And then as far as Blueface goes, he's not at the house, but I don't know if the plaintiff knows, Miss Deborah knows that she is able to serve him in prison. But hey, that's what happens when you try to do a case on your own. You got to read for yourself and ensure that you do your due diligence in figuring out how this legal process works. And when I say legal process, the litigation alone. So this is going to be very, very interesting on her end. But here it does show that she listed two law firms, and these are the law firms for the Palms Resort Casino. Since then, they have answered, and I'm going to show you guys the court docket in a second. But when she initially filed the lawsuit, they did file an answer, and now they are working towards arbitration. But we'll go over that in just a second. This here is the amended complaint that she filed, so it has been updated. So here it reads, and I'm just going to go to count one. So it says on May 29th, 2023, plaintiff Deborah Jenkins was a legally authorized visitor to the defendant Palms Resort and Casino and recognized the defendants, Jonathan Porter and Krishan Rock Malone, to be celebrities in the music industry and either performs or guests as defendant Palms Resorts and Casino, hereinafter called the Palms. That defendant, Jonathan Porter, aka Blueface, was an entertainer well acknowledged in the hip hop and music industry and was either a performer, guest, or visitor to the defendant hotel, the Palms. That defendant Krishan Rock Malone was an entertainer and companion of defendant Jonathan Porter and was either a performer, guest, or visitor to the defendant hotel, The Palms. That defendant, The Palms Resort and is a hotel and entertainment center frequent by numerous guests for fine dining, entertainment, and gaming. That each of the defendants then and there owed to treat plaintiff with respect and refrain from causing or allowing her to receive bodily harm. Notwithstanding same defendant, Krishan Rock Malone, subsequent to consenting to having her photograph taken by plaintiff and being complimented thereto, did then and there viciously attack plaintiff, hitting her in her face and body, causing plaintiff to suffer bodily injury and trauma, emotional trauma at that. That as a result of the conduct of defendant Chrisean Rock Malone, plaintiff was caused to suffer damages as follows. General damages in the form of pain and suffering, mental anguish, and loss of enjoyment of life to her detriment in the amount not less than 200,000. Special damages for medical expenses in the amount not less than $40,000, and attorney fees and her cost of suit, and any other relief that the court deems fair and reasonable. So, count one, as you guys can see, was personal injury by assault and battery by Chrisean. The second is the same against or by Blueface. So here it says that the subsequent to the initial and surprise attack, defendant Chrisean Malone, Jonathan Porter, Blueface viciously attacked plaintiff, hitting her in the face, abdomen, and kicked her. That the actions of defendants were uncalled for, unjust, intentional, and did cause plaintiff to suffer unnecessary harm, physical and emotional, to her body and person. Plaintiff, as a result therefore thereof, did suffer pain and suffering to her body and mind and the loss of enjoyment of life, as well as psychological distress. Wherefore, and foregoing reason, plaintiff Deborah Jenkins was caused to suffer damages as follows. General damages in the form of pain and suffering, mental anguish, and loss of enjoyment of her life to her detriment in the amount not less than $200,000. Special damages of medical bills and expenses, 40,000, not less than $40,000. Attorney fees and cost of suit, and any other relief that the court deems fair and reasonable. So she's asking for pretty much nothing less than 240,000 from Kashan, 240,000 from Blueface, and now she's also claiming negligence against the resort. So here, this is an open facility, open to the public for entertainment, gaming, and hotel purposes. She's stating that both Krishan and Jonathan, the hotel should have known their conduct. Okay. Um, Let me see that the defendants Jonathan Porter and Blueface and Krishan Rock Malone, but unbeknownst, plaintiff were notorious for violent conduct and creating combative scenes. That due to the celebrity of the said defendants, Jonathan, I'm just going to say Blueface and Krishan, and by their presence in defendant the Palms, said that the defendant the Palms knew or should have known defendant Blueface and Krishan propensity for creating disturbances and had a duty to protect plaintiff and the general public for being physically harmed or harassed. The hotel should have the hotel was negligent in failing in their duty to provide safety and protect plaintiff as well as the general public, and as a result thereof, plaintiff suffered bodily injury, emotional trauma to her person, and psychological well-being. Once again, she's asking for general damages no less than $200,000, special damages for her medicals no less than $40,000, attorney fees, the cost of the suit, and whatever relief the court deems just and proper. And that's it. That's it. That's all on that. But I do want to go and let you guys look at the actual court docket. Yeah, there we go. So this is just one of the three. As I stated before, she did file a request to or a motion to consolidate all three cases so she doesn't have to file in each case every time. So going here, as I stated, she filed this May 14th by, let's see, by June 5th, the Las Vegas casino did file an answer. A jury trial was demanded. Now, what they did on that sense, so when they filed their answer, they also sent a request to her to compute all of her damages and disclose the supporting documentation to go with it. In addition to that, they're also requesting her to provide any medical, like the healthcare providers. So whether she went to the emergency room, whether she went to her PCP, whether she saw, imaging or anything of that nature, they want her to identify those places, because 9 times out of 10, what they're going to do is that they're going to summons, or I would say subpoena, those records and those providers to see, okay, one, did this, individual treat here, and two, was all of the treatment that she see received medically necessary and related to this particular incident. Let's see. Then she amended the complaint a couple of times. On July 18th, there was an appointment of an arbitrator. So at this arbitration meeting, pretty much what's going to happen is, after she has gathered all of those documents, they're going to sit down and they're going to go through all of these right there, and they're going to confer and try to see if there's anything that they can work out before proceeding with this litigation. And if I'm not mistaken, I already pulled this up and look at it. I believe that this is the arbitration order, and it has been set for January. If it comes up, there we go. Yes, so January 21st, 2026 at 1 p.m. They are going to meet. It's going to be a hearing, and they're going to do it via video conference. Now, if she fails to appear for this, it will result in a cancellation fee to the arbitrator and sanctions payable to the opposing counsel. So she better show up and make sure that she has all of her documents ready for review at that time. So, and this is only for the Las Vegas casino. This is not for Krishan, nor is it for Jonathan. And the reason that is because they have not been served. So they can't attend an arbitration hearing if they don't even have a copy of the lawsuit. Now, as I stated in the beginning, she's a pro se client. So she does not have the knowledge unless she sits down and go over the litigation process, then she will know what to do. So, as I stated, she doesn't know that she can serve Blueface in, the in jail. And as far as Krishan's whereabouts, and I'm just, as in speaking from experience doing this on a day-to-day basis, like if I'm unable to find somebody, the next step would be hire a private investigator. Now, being that this individual, she did file this lawsuit, but she also filed an affidavit. Here in Texas, we call it an affidavit of indigency, where she's unable to pay for court costs. And what will happen is the court will hire a sheriff or a constable to go out and um, or serve the individual. But here is like, okay, you don't have a address for Krishan, so what would be the next step? Or, I know Blueface is in prison, but how do I get these papers to him? So the court can't give her any type of guidance, because that will be considered legal advice and guidance and direction, and that's not going to work. So the only thing that this plaintiff is able to do is just do her due diligence to figure out the litigation process and go from there. But as of right now, Blueface and Krishan have not been served. The only individual or entity that has been served in this case is the casino. They have already answered, and they are moved on with arbitration. So this is a developing lawsuit. I'm not sure how far it's going to go. Like I said, it's with a pro se client or a self-represented plaintiff. So it's going to be a little bit difficult if she does not know the litigation process. But that's all I have on this one. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Like I said, these lawsuits are coming back to back to back, not just with Krishan or Jonathan, but with a lot of celebrities out there. And people, the route that we're going in America right now, people want their coins. And it's crazy because some people don't have the coins to give, and some people need those coins. But hey, this is a crazy world that we live in. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until then, You all be blessed, and I'm out. Bye.